thank you guys so much. That song is called Summer Nights by Rascal Flatts. It's been a ton of fun to sing. I just want to give a shout out to my grandparents. They're here. And I know that they texted me about an hour before the show. They're coming from Chelmsford, Mass, or as the locals say, Chelmsford. That they're coming down, and I know that they love country music, so guys, I'm really happy I got to sing that one for you. My name is Nolan. Thank you guys so much again for coming out for the second half of our show. We have a lot more music coming your way. This one is going to be brought to you by a guy that I got in the group with 2 years ago, and I love singing it, so I hope you guys enjoy it too.
Strumming my pain with his fingers, singing my life with his words, killing me softly with his song, killing me softly with his song, telling my whole life with his words, killing me softly. With his song, with his song. I heard he sang a good song. I heard he had a style. When so I came to see him, to listen for a while. There he was, this young boy, was stranger to my eyes, drumming my pain with his fingers, singing my life with his words, killing me softly with his song, killing me softly, telling my life with his words. With his song, with his song, with his song, no, he sang as if he knew me, in all my darkness there, but then he looked right through me, as if I wasn't there. When he just kept on singing, singing clear and strong, strumming my pain with his fingers, singing my life killing me softly with his song, killing me softly, telling my whole life with his words, with his song, much. That song was Killing Me Softly. It's done by Roberta Flack. My name is Will Wolves. I am 23 years old. I'm from Richmond, Virginia. It's my third year in the Hyannis Sound, and I graduated last year from the College of William & Mary, and I started last fall a 2 years master's degree program. So I'm halfway done with that, and that's in computer science. So I'm really excited to be almost through with that. So as people mentioned, we were at the lake earlier, and we went to Matt's house for a few minutes to change and get a quick shower before the show. And I saw something that was a bizarrely parallel thing to what my dad owns. And so at Matt's house, I saw this Lego version of the Yellow Submarine. And they have the 4 little Beatles as the little Lego men as well. And it looks like you just build it. It's really cool. And so my dad is a huge Beatles fan, and so played them in the car growing up and stuff like that. And he's also kind of a hoarder, and so he loves holding on to old things, valuable, cool, random things like that. And so I don't know when they're from, but he has these 2 collectibles that have never been opened. He has a Yellow Submarine in a box, and it's like a plastic Yellow Submarine. It looks like it's from, I don't know, 1800. So I don't think it's ever been opened. I think it's a toy, but I don't think he's ever touched it. And he also has an unopened box with a blue meanie in it, which is just pretty funny. And so that was really jarring when I saw this Yellow Submarine thing, because in my house, all the Yellow Submarine stuff is in boxes and we don't touch those. So hopefully you get to play with that Lego submarine a little bit more, but it was just a fun little random thing that happened. This next song is going to be brought to you by Beckett. He's the second summer in the group. He's from not too far away. Guess who that is? Hi, Beckett.
Said that you could hold me when you're putting it by yourself, and I don't know who would ever want to tear the seam of someone's dreams. But baby, it's fine. You said that we should just be friends. Well, I guess I'll came up with that line. It's for the best if you ever change your mind. And don't hold your breath. Hush, babe, I'm wow. so much, everybody. That song is called It's a Beautiful Day, and that one is by Michael Bublé. My name is Beckett Queen Azevedo. I am 20 years old. I am from Westford, Massachusetts. And this is my second summer with Hyannis Sound. I'm so thrilled to see you all tonight here. This is so awesome, so exciting. I just finished my sophomore year at Wesleyan University, where I'm studying Spanish literature and psychology. And that is after I transferred. I was at Cornell before for a year and a half, so it's been a wild last 2 years, lots of change. And this quote comes back, and it's some of you probably know this. What is it like? The only thing constant around here is change. I feel like that's kind of a very defining feature of my life. And I do want to take this moment to express some gratitude. So I grew up in Westford. I went to Westford Public Schools, and I did theater. I did theater at my middle school, and Miss Karen Sacco is right over here. She's my middle school theater. So many lines of events just seem to match up, and all of my special people are here tonight. My mom is here. So I'm going to tell this in order, right? I went to an art school in Natick called Walnut Hill. And I studied theater for my first 2 years there, and then I transferred into the writing and film program. So that was a lot of change. And my theater friends' parents are here tonight. And so even after that change, they are still supporting me, and I'm so grateful that you're here. Then I went out to Cornell. It was a lot of, crazy. It was a crazy year. It was a bit too big of a school for me. I needed a smaller school, so I went back to Wesleyan. I transferred to Wesleyan. And throughout all this change, it amazes me. My practical second parents are here. My best friend Keely, her parents, practically my second family, and I'm so grateful that you are here. It really amazes me that throughout all this change, the one thing constant are these people, the love in this room. I am so grateful that you are all here tonight. And it's very emotional for me to be going through all this change and to have these people really in this moment. So up next, this tune, I absolutely adore this tune. It's a newer song, but I really encourage you all to really listen into the words if you don't know the song, because it's such a special song. So enjoy. Second that I see you, but you won't be surprised. It happens every time. Stop. Oh, it's always on a night tonight. I think that you can read my mind, 'cause then you look at me with those eyes. I'm speechless. Just standing there in that trend. What is doing to me ain't a secret, 'cause what you do is all that I can do. And I'm speechless. fighting, and all of the words out of my mouth without even trying. Speechless, staring at you standing there in that dress. What it's doing to me inside is watching you is all that I can do. Already know that you're my weakness. After all this time, every time you walk into the room, I'm speechless. It's always on and 99. Nothing that you can remember. Instead you look at me with your eyes. I'm speechless, standing in that dress. Girl, it ain't a secret, 'cause watching you is all that I can do.
Thanks so much, guys. That song was Speechless by Dan and Shay, and that was soloed by Colin, arranged by Jordan. I always love seeing that one. It's just so gorgeous, and the lyrics are so beautiful. My name is Ben. I'm 20 years old. I'm from DeKalb, Illinois. I just got done. Yeah, Thank you. And I just got done with my sophomore year at WashU in St. Louis. Go Bears. A few of my friends and their family from WashU surprised me here tonight, so thanks for coming, you guys. I appreciate it. They're studying economics and linguistics for the Russian minor, and I'm so happy to be back on Cape Cod for my second summer. We're back in Massachusetts at large, I guess, today. I've never been to Sharon. This is my first time in this neck of the woods, so thank you guys for giving me such a warm welcome. So, you know, it's always interesting seeing your friends that aren't from Hyannis Sound when you're in the middle of the summer, because we really only get to see mostly each other, like all the time. And seeing these three faces in a row is giving me flashbacks to a very embarrassing experience that I had my freshman year of college. So you know how when you're in college, people don't really know how to cook food and it causes a lot of fire alarms per se?
Sure.
So I didn't cause the fire alarm, but somebody in our dorm was trying to make mac and cheese, and they didn't realize that you had to put water in the mac and cheese. It was instant mac and cheese, but it's not that instant. Like, you have to put water in it first. And so it was super late. It was probably like 3 a.m. and I had a fever, so I'd been knocked out cold. And the fire alarm started going off. And you know how when you have a fever and you wake up, especially you're like kind of delirious, you don't really know what's going on. So I woke up and I heard the fire alarm, and for some reason in my fever brain, I thought, that's my phone alarm going off. It's so loud, everyone in my dorm is going to be so mad at me. So I was going around for a full minute trying to turn off my alarm, and then I realized, that's the fire alarm. I need to get out right now. So I finally get out of bed, and I'm like in my robe, I like waddle out of the building, and everybody has evacuated except for me. So everybody, these three people, are staring at me, walk out in my room, walking down the stairs, like shivering. Sorry, I was asleep, but okay. Glad that the fire didn't happen. We're all good. I'm fine. But I'm okay. The fire turned out to be merely smoke. But I'm alive today. Thank you very much. This next song is going to be arranged by the same person who arranged that last song, actually. So.
Oh
so much. That song was How Deep Is Your Love. It's done by the Bee Gees with a little bit, an infusion of a modern cover of it by PJ Morton and Yeva. It's really cool, you should check it out. Soloed and arranged by Jordan Rubenstein, so give him another round of applause. So as I said before, my name is Nolan. This is my third summer in Hyannis Sound. Now there are 4 of us in our third summer. It's really cool that we all get to come back for a third round singing in this group. I grew up in Orange, Connecticut, just outside of New Haven. I just graduated about a month ago from Bowdoin College. Yeah, go you Bears. So I got I double majored in economics and government when I was there. And starting in September, I will be living and working in New York City. And I just wanted to say that, yeah, go New York. I just wanted to say I'm the business manager of the group this summer, and it has been an absolute pleasure putting this concert together with the Goldstein. So thank you guys for being here. And hopefully this marks the start of a new tradition. We can send Hyannis Sound back here every summer. Yeah. You guys are going to have to excuse me for once. I need to self-indulge a little bit here with some lemonade. It's been sitting here the entire show, and I love lemonade. So help yourself. I'm going to pour myself a cup. Thank you. And actually, reminds me of the last time I had lemonade. I haven't had it in a few years. It was actually my first summer in Hyannis Sound. I'm going to take a sip, too. Yeah, that's good stuff. It's my first summer in Hyannis Sound. We have neighbors who have young kids that live across the street from us, and every single summer they sell lemonade. And it's a busy street that we live on, so people don't normally stop all the time. So they know that when they see joggers and bikers, that's their time to pounce. I love to run. I did not know that they were going to be selling lemonade on a hot July day. I should have known better. I went for a run. I ran by, came out of our street, and the kids were right there. They started yelling, hooting, and hollering at me, trying to sell me some lemonade. And I gave them the okay, I'll be back later. I ran for about a mile, and I turned around, and 2 of the kids were there with their jug intact, 2 cups, and their change box in their hand. Not a single drop of sweat. Meanwhile, I'm stopped at the crosswalk, just heaving and hoeing because I'm so tired from running. It's like 90 degrees out. And you know what? They're genius marketers because I was tired, I was thirsty and dehydrated, so I had no choice but to buy a couple of lemonade. Yeah, cheers to lemonade. This next song is one that's been in the group for a while now. All 10 of us sing on it, and it is a lot of fun. You're probably going to recognize it. So I'm going to chug this lemonade before we get going.
Is it good for your voice, man?
1, 2, 3.
Celia, you're breaking my heart. You're shaking my confidence daily.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Cecilia, I'm down on my knees. I'm begging you, please, to come home.
Oh,
You're breaking my heart. You're shaking my confidence daily. Oh, Cecilia, I'm down on my knees. I'm begging you, please, to come home.
a song by the name of Cecilia. The group's been singing it for a really long time. We'd like to get a little bit silly on it. But anyways, I already introduced myself. My name's Jordan, and I just graduated from Hyannis College pretty recently. I actually have a similar horror story to Ben, but I was kind of on the other side of it. So me and my friend got the brilliant idea our junior year. We started living in a dorm that had a kitchen on the first floor, and we started to get pretty creative, and we were thinking, okay, it might be nice to switch things up. We don't have to go to the dining hall every day. Maybe we should cook our own meal. So we went to the farmer's market a nice Sunday morning, picked up 2 cheap steaks, and planned to make them that afternoon. We marinated them. We spent the whole day kind of prepping them. And then the time came around, it was about 7 p.m., and we turned the stove on, we put the pans on the stove, and turned out the oil was a little too hot, and I was a little too out of practice, because immediately I put the steak in the pan, and smoke starts going everywhere, and I'm freaking out at this point, because I'm turning on the, what's it called? The fan? I'm turning on the fan, I'm turning on the vent, and nothing's happening. And I'm trying to open the windows, but it's too late. The fire alarm goes off, and everyone has to clear out of the building. The fire department shows up, and I'm standing there red-handed with my pan and completely burnt steak that I spent all day marinating. And the firemen were not nice about it when they showed up. They were like, okay, Gordon Ramsay. You really shouldn't rub it in. It didn't feel good. But anyways, it turned out that the fan and vent were broken, so hot wasn't my fault. It was a little bit. Anyways, this next song is one of my favorite songs to sing, and it's actually a song that the group did last year, and we're bringing it back for this special occasion, me and Sharon. But I really love this song. It's going to be brought to you by someone who's very, very good. You can play the game and you can knock out the park, though you know it wasn't written for you. Tell me how you can stand there with your broken heart, ashamed of playing the fool. Oh, one thing can lead to another. It doesn't take any sacrifice. Oh, father, mother, sister, and brother, if it feels nice, don't think twice, 'cause we shower people you love with love. Show them the way that you feel. Things are gonna be much better if you only will. Do as I say. Oh, shower the people you love with love. Show them the way that you show them the way. Things are gonna be much better if you will. You can run, but you can't hide. This is why you know. And what you plan to do with your foolish pride when you're all by yourself alone. Once you tell somebody the way that you feel it beginning to ease. I guess it's true what they say about the squeaky old wheel, always getting the grease. Where you shower the people you love with love. Show them, show them, show them. You gotta show them the way. Things are gonna work out fine if you only will. Do as I say. Oh, shower the people you love with That was Shower the People. Oh, hi, friends. That was Shower the People, originally performed by James Taylor. And I got to sing that song all summer long last year. It was really a blessing because, for those of you that know me, you know I'm a pretty sappy guy. I like to talk about how much I love everyone. And it's especially fitting to get to bring it back for today because there are just so many people from so many different walks of my life here. I have my direct family here, some extended family here, my high school theater teachers, friends from college, friends from high school. It's parents of my friends from high school whose kids aren't even here, but they're just here to support me, which is really cool. I just feel very lucky right now. It's a beautiful day, and I got to sing for you guys in my hometown. And I'm especially lucky because I get to sing for my grandfather, Pepe, over here. Hi, Pepe. Not everyone is as lucky as I am to have a grandpa who's just so excited to have a grandson who's in the arts. I know some people might have a grandpa who say, arts, what about business? And that is also well and good, but from the time I was like 6 years old, anytime I would do something remotely musical, Pepe would go, yeah, bring that up, we'd have a keyboard and we'd bring it to family parties, and he was always bullying me to play piano at family parties, and I would say, no one wants that, he'd go, I want it! And so he's just been so supportive my whole life. I've come into a million high school plays that in my mind were very good plays, and that's also probably very good. So I'm really glad to have you in the audience tonight. I love you a lot today.
Love you too.
We have 2 more songs for you guys, and then we're going to go out and chat. We also have, again, we have the CDs on sale, and that song we just sang is actually available on our live CD from last year. We record our whole summer set, so if you want to take that one home with you, it's right out there. Anyway, this is our second to last song, and it's going to be brought to you by a guy who's pretty sweaty. By the end of the song, he's going to be a whole lot sweatier. Get ready. Fair.
Take your time, Think. Think about it, come on! Think about what you're trying to do to me. Think. Let your mind go, let yourself be free. Let's go back, let's go way back when. I didn't even know you could have been too much motel. I can sing pretty low. I ain't no psychiatrist, I ain't no doctor with a degree. But it don't take too much IQ to see what you do to me. Yeah, think about what you're trying to do to me. Yeah, think. Your mind go, let yourself be free. Oh, freedom.
just as exciting for us back there as it is for this guy, man. This is a new guy. Anyway, like I said, we have one more song for you guys, but before we go, we just
just wanted to share a couple of things with you. First off, we have to thank our sponsors, Vineyard Vines and Puritan of Cape Cod. They make us look nice. We got us here at one of our rare off-Cape performances, but we also have a weekly concert series on Cape Cod. So every single Monday, we're in Falmouth at the First Congregational Church. It's what, like about an hour from Sharon? Close enough. An hour, like 3 hours of traffic. Tuesdays, we're in Chatham at St. Christopher's Episcopal Church on Main Street. Thursdays, we're in Dennis at the Dennis Union Church on Route 6A. And Fridays, we're in Hyannis at the Federated Church of Hyannis on Main Street. On Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, the shows are at 7. And Fridays, a little bit later start at 8 p.m. We'd love to see you guys at any of those shows. I know it's a bit of a hike, but we are always changing our repertoire. So we're constantly adding music, changing up our stories, our shenanigans. So if you see a show tomorrow, a show a month from now, it'll be entirely different than the show you got tonight. By the end of the summer, I think we learned about 40 songs total. You guys saw about 16 tonight. Speaking of special shows, we have shows also on our website. We have shows on Wednesdays and weekends as well. A couple more off-Cape performances, such as
Plymouth in July, and potentially also Coxford. So Carver, yes.
Yeah.
Carver, that's right.
So if you check out our website, hyannissound.org, you can find information about all that stuff on our calendar. We have a series of 4th of July concerts coming up. If anyone's going to be on Cape this weekend, they're called our 4th of July Extravaganza. Gets you every time. And for those shows, what we do is on the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th of July. On the 2nd, it's going to be in St. Christopher's in Chatham. On the 3rd, it's going to be in, I forget every time, what is it?
Eastham, United Methodist Church of Eastham.
That one. And then on Thursdays, we're going to be at Dennis and Dennis Union. We have a show that's half our normal repertoire and then half crazy patriotic tunes, such as ba 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 da ba 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 ba, hey, stuff like that. And we dress up in wild costumes. Last year, Will and I went as Ben Franklin and the Kite, and I got electrocuted. It was a wild time. So we'd love to see you there. Like we said before, we also have our alumni show. We're hoping to get over 100 guys on stage singing together. That's going to be August 3rd at the Cape Cod Church. Tickets are available for pre-sale online for that. Apart from that, we're also available for private hire. So if you want to bring us for your birthday party, your anniversary, graduation party, just a good old Tuesday, we are happy to sit with you guys. You can contact our business manager, Nolan, and he can hook you up with that. And if you enjoyed the show, the best way that you can help us out is by spreading the word. We just love seeing new faces in the audience of our shows and sharing what we got with you guys. So if you like the show, tell a friend, tell a couple friends, drag them to a show with you. It would mean the world to us. I think one last thing, we're also on social media. So we're on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And you can find, we're always updating that stuff. We have a trio series called Trio Tuesday, where we do little minute clips of us singing like short clips of songs we don't get to work into our normal rep, but get to do for those little trios. So those are fun to check out. Did I miss anything, guys?
Hey, I want to have you come sing at my party.
We already covered that, but you weren't paying attention. Hey, Nolan.
So, I know you guys have some old albums live in studio.
You sure do.
You guys have anything new coming out this summer?
Funny you should ask. We have a new studio album coming out in about 2 years. That's going to be coming out in the next couple of weeks, early July. We're really excited about it. We spent the last 2 years recording it, so it's going to feature songs from 2017 and 2018, which was me, Peter, Will, and Nolan's first summer was 2017. So we would love for you guys to check that out. That'll be available on Spotify, iTunes, physical copies when you come back to your second and third show. And I think that's about it. So with this, this is our final song. It's our way of saying thank you so much for coming and get home safe.
May the wind be always at your
people.
Safe film.